For political reaction to all of this, let's bring in Charlie Hurt, Washington Times opinion editor and Fox News contributor. While John was speaking, Charlie, it has been reported now that the Judiciary Committee will have its first impeachment hearing on Wednesday, December 4th. So the beat goes on.
Yes, it does. And I love that Schiff is going to drop his report next week because, gee, I wonder what the report is going to say. Which, of course, is part of the problem with this entire proceeding is that I think
it's like everybody knows what the end of the movie is going to be.
Exactly. And not only that, they kind of know all of the twists and turns throughout. And it's why, you know, I love the interview that Newt Gingrich gave a couple of weeks ago talking about the problems that occurred during their impeachment process with Bill Clinton. The problem was that politics sort of got up with the evidence and with the case. In the case of Richard Nixon, of course, it was entirely driven by an investigation into something that everybody thought was really bad. In this case, it's the caboose is leading the train, where all the politics is leading this, and the evidence and the case and the outrage or the bipartisan concern that something bad happened is kind of.
Well, this will be interesting. So the Judiciary Committee announcement, we just got this, so excuse me for reading it off of my phone. It will be on the question of high crimes and misdemeanors. Of course, that's set out in the Constitution when it comes to impeachment, and it will the hearing will feature legal experts who will examine the constitutional grounds for impeachment. Now, I wonder, you know, who those legal experts are going to be.
Do you think
because if you get lawyers can tell you all sorts of different things.
Yeah, you can get a lawyer to say anything. But you know, another thing that I think is important, and obviously this is a political process, and we talk about high crimes and misdemeanors. But the entire phrase of what the founders meant, I think, is important. It's bribery, treason, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. That suggests, if you just based on the grammar, that the high crimes and misdemeanors that nobody knows what those mean, that they're at least on par with treason and bribery. And I feel like that gets lost because, you know, this is a terrible precedent of changing the most powerful tool in the legislative branch to go after the executive branch and to use it for politics. Yeah. That's not what it's intended.
Well, and this is all happening when even it could be that Democratic support is waning. Brenda Lawrence is a congresswoman from Michigan. So she said this on Sunday. Watch.
Sitting here knowing how divided this country is, I don't see the value of taking him out of office, but I do see the value of putting down a marker saying his behavior is not acceptable.
Charlie, that was Sunday, and then she said this today. The House Intelligence Committee followed a very thorough process in holding hearings these past 2 weeks. The information they revealed confirmed that this president has abused the power of his office. Therefore, I continue to support impeachment.
Yeah, they got
Someone got to her.
They got to her.
Yeah.
But the most important thing, and right after that, the clip that you just showed, right after that, she went on to say what I think is the most important thing, which is it's an election year. Why are we doing this in the middle of an election? Let the people throw him out of office if they want to. And to me, that's the most powerful argument that you can make. And that's still true. She might be able to.
And just even from a raw political standpoint, from the Democrats, like, is it in their interest to keep this going? I don't know.
I would argue that it's not. But think about this. Think about what a stronger hand they would have if they beat Donald Trump at the polls. That's great. Beat him at the polls with your issues, and you're 10 times stronger. If you do it this way, it's going to all it does is it engenders suspicion, and then leads to it's going to happen the next time there's a Democrat in the White House. And I pray I'll be just as horrified by that as I am by this.
I'd love to have you back to talk a little bit about what the Democrats are offering as an alternative. Like they're mortified that Republicans won't go against the president, but it's like go against the president, and then for what? Like for socialism?
Yeah, and if they do switch and try to do something like a half measure, like censure the president, their base, the people that they have been, I would say, lying to for the past 3 years about all these terrible things about Donald Trump, they're going to revolt against them, and they're going to be in bad shape. I don't see any good way this ends for Democrats.
All right, Charlie Hurt, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thanksgiving to you.
Thanks for being here.